The 16th shloka also pertains to goddess Saraswati. The theme here is Saraswata Prayogaha again, but the Bija Mantra here is Aim. And this Bija Mantra is very specific to goddess Saraswati herself. It is called as Vagbhava Bijam. This is the generator of speech. The essence of all the vowels of any language, they say the sound Aim. The Siddhi that pertains to the sadhana of this shloka is mastery of the Shastras and the Vedas. It is scriptural knowledge. So the ability to attain that keen insight and the mastery over studying anything is the Siddhi of this shloka. Sadhana once again is the same as the previous one, where one faces east, chants it for 1,000 times for a series of 41 days, and the Naivedya that is offered is Madhu. And the Yantra differs, of course, and the Bija Mantra also differs for this particular shloka, which is different from the previous one. Once again, I'll now chant the words of the shloka. You can repeat them after me. Kavindranam. Make sure that the na and the na are distinctly uttered differently. Kavindranam. Chetah Kamalavana Bala Tapa Ruchim. This word is split as Chetah Kamala Vana Bala Atapa Ruchim. When all these words come together as one Samastapada, where a huge samasa happens between all these words, it becomes Chetah Kamalavana Bala Tapa Ruchim. Bhajante ye santah katichidarunameva. It is quickly read as katichidarunameva and split as katichit arunam eva. Katichidarunameva bhavatim. The thing is, this word and until the end of this word is one single compound word. That is why there is a hyphen at the end of this line. So take a huge inhalation. I'll chant it slowly. Chanting it slowly is much more difficult. So if you can do it slowly with control without any mispronunciations, then you can increase the speed. So follow it along keenly. Virinchi Preyasya Tarunatara Shringara Lahari Gabhirabhir Vagbhir Vidadhati. This entire word can be split as Virinchi Preyasyaha Tarunatara Shringara Lahari. Even that can be split as Shringara Lahari Gabhirabhi Vagbhi Vidadhati. Make sure that when you say Vidadhati, the first the is Alpa Prana and the second one is Mahaprana. Vidadhati. The entire line is Virinchi Preyasyas Tarunatara Shringara Lahari Gabhirabhir Vagbhir Vidadhati. Satam Ranjanamami. Ranjanam Ami becomes Ranjanam Ami. Let's do it line by line now. Kavindranam Chetah Kamalavana Bala Taparuchim Bhajante Ye Santah Katichidaruna Meva Bhavatim Virinchi Preyasyas Tarunatara Shringara Lahari Gabhirabhir Vagbhir Vidadhati Satam Ranjanamami. In some ways, chanting the shloka in itself is quite an exercise in making in the vocal cavity and in the keenness of attention. So I don't know if the goddess herself will be pleased from up above, but we ourselves are doing that effort and working and putting that exercise ourselves in trying to chant this shloka itself. So the rewards are definitely assured at that level at least. The tuneful singing of this shloka is like this. Kavindranam Cheta Kamalavana Bala आतपरुचिं भजन्ते ये सन्तः कतिचिदरुणामेव भवतीं विरिञ्चि प्रेयस्यास्तरुणतरशृङ्गारलहरी गभीराभिर्वाग्भिर्विदधति सतां रञ्जनममी. Beautiful shloka once again. Like Soumya ji was saying, it is a description of Aruna Saraswati. We'll look at why she's called Aruna Saraswati once we look at, it becomes evident once we look at the words of this shloka itself. Once again, they are arranged, each word of the shloka is arranged neatly into this layer where the main ideas are conveyed through these hand pointer symbols, and all the words that support this main idea are one level below this one, and so on. But every word, if there are 2 or 3 words which support this one, they are at the same level. So this word supports this word, but both of these 2 words support this together, so they are at the same level. I hope this much is clear, and you don't have any doubts with this one. Now zooming into this, like you can see, there are 2 key ideas that are being conveyed, not just one, like we saw in the previous shloka. Here, the first key idea is Ye Santaha Bhavatim Bhajante. Those pious ones who worship you, Santaha are the sages or the pious ones or who were sadhakas. Bhavatim is to you. Bhajante, those who worship. Ye Santaha Bhavatim Bhajante. Those pious ones who worship you. Ami Satam Ranjanam Vidadhati. Those people provide great bliss. Ranjana is very loosely translated as entertainment. They entertain, but Ranjayati, Ranjana is again, it's much more profound. The word Rama itself, Abhirama, Rama, is from Ranj Dhatu. So Ranjanam can also be, the closer meaning is they provide great bliss. Provide, the word for provide is Vidadhati. They give, they make them experience Ranjana. So those people who worship you become capable of providing great bliss to the masses. But what kind of bliss is that? What kind of you are they worshipping? All of those are described in the further layers. Ye santaha bhavatim bhajante. Those pious ones who worship you. How? Bala atapa ruchim bhajante. Bala is a child. Atapa, tapas, and tapa is that which burns up, that which generates heat. Atapa is the one who burns up, which is the name for the sun. Bala atapa is the early sun, the newborn rising sun, the just early morning sun. Ruchi is of the form. It can be thought of as color, but of the shine or of the nature is ruchi. Bala atapa ruchi is which is that which is like the newborn sun. So the one who worship you not in the Sharad Jyotsna Shuddha form, not in the nightly, pleasant, peaceful, putting to, rest and calming down autumnal moon, but here the invigorating, the activating, and then the getting ready for action, newborn sun kind of form. The same goddess Saraswati with the same 4 arms. Those who worship you in the Bala Ataparuchim. How else is that newborn sun? It is like Kavindranam Chetah Kamalavana Bala Ataparuchim. Not just any, not the sun that we see that is coming up here, but the sun that is rising in the grove of lotuses, which are the minds of the greatest of poets. So the minds of the greatest poets are lotuses, and all of them being at one place is a lotus garden. And when the sun rises, they all blossom with it. And that rising of the sun is you. So this is how beautiful and complex the wordplay is. And one more word he uses is Katichit. In some ways, Arunam eva bhavatim. You're not the just the rising sun. You are that that reddish hue, that nature of the light of that dawn itself is you. You're not the sun that brings about light. The very light is you. So Katichit Arunam, or it can also be this Katichit Arunam is poetically interpreted as, it can be very simply physically interpreted as you in a reddish form, draped in a red sari, adorned in kumkum. This kind of Aruna is a reddish glow. It can be the light of dawn in the most abstract interpretation. So ye santaha bhavatim bhajante, those pious ones who worship you, have bala ataparuchim, in the form of a newly rising sun. What kind of newly rising sun? The rising sun which makes the garden, that is the lotus garden, that is the minds of the greatest of poets, blossom. That kind of a rising sun. And not just a rising sun, but verily the light of dawn yourself. Those people who worship you like this, in this form, they become capable of providing great bliss to the people to your devotees, to people who are interested in that path. These people who worship you like that become capable of entertaining them, of providing them great joy. How do they provide that joy? Through their profound words of speech. Gabhirabhi vagbhi. Vak is speech. Gabhira, Gahana, is that which is profound, that which is deep. How deep is it? How profound and strong is it? It is as strong as Lahari, the waves. What kind of waves? Shringara Lahari. Shringara is eroticism, as it is very loosely again translated, but Shringara is that which is refined. Shringa is a peak because it gets refined. Shringara is not just some erotic sentiment. It's a refined sentiment. That is why Shringa means a peak. Extreme beauty, something which is extremely fine, is Shringara Lahari, the waves of extremely beautiful, refined finesse. And that which is also Tarunatara, that which is extremely young, youthful, fresh finesse. Of what? Of the goddess of the beloved. Preyasi is the lover. Of whom? Of Virinchi. Virinchi is Lord Brahma, the creator. Virinchi Preyasi is goddess Saraswati, who is the lover of Lord Brahma. And of her, the fresh, youthful waves of her beauty, with such kind of depth and profoundness of the waves of her beauty, of goddess Saraswati's beauty, such kind of pure, refined words, the people who worship you in your reddish glow as Aruna Saraswati become capable and gain mastery over those kinds of words. Now this is the poetic level of meaning. As we have been saying, there are multiple layers of meaning that each shloka conveys. There is again the Bija mantra Aim, which is embedded into the shloka. It is it can be seen in multiple ways, but we don't have to necessarily chant this Aim Bija mantra again and again. It is kind of embedded into this shloka itself. Arunam eva bhavatim, that is the most direct addressal of the goddess. You are verily the light of dawn. Arunam eva bhavatim. That A, and E. Arunam eva bhavatim. Those three combine together to form the Bija mantra Aim, is what commentaries say. So with this, we complete the meaning of the 16th shloka of Soundarya Lahari. Any questions?